going to make some people angry with this video. Most of the performance marketing gurus you follow on Twitter or whatever, or LinkedIn, would completely bomb a real paid ass interview if they do. I know because I've actually sat across from hiring managers and I've been the hiring manager. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 guru traits that would get them rejected in 10 minutes. Let's go! Before anyone gets upset, let me set the framing. I'm not saying all marketing educators are bad. Some are excellent, actually. Some genuinely teach things I've learned from them. I respect that. But there's clear distinction between content marketers who sell courses for a living and operators who actually run ads at scale. Both can be valuable. They're not the same thing. The problem is when guru content gets treated as equivalent to operator experience. It's not. In a real hiring environment, that experience is exposed in about 10 minutes. So if you've been following advice from marketing influencers and wondering why your interviews aren't going well, this video is going to be uncomfortable but useful. Let's break it down. Guru red flag number one: they speak in absolutes. Always do X, never do Y. The one rule that works, or similar things, right? If you've never heard a guru say always run conversion campaigns, never run traffic campaigns, or lookalikes always outperform broad, or never spend more than $100 per ad set before killing it, you've heard the language of someone who's never been deeper enough in the data to know better. Real operators say it depends, right? Constantly, because it does. The right campaign objective depends on the funnel, the offer, the platform's current preferences, and the data quality you have available. The right ad set kill threshold depends on the budget, the average order value, the conversion volume per ad set, and the statistical confidence you need. Also, the CPA target. In a real interview, if you parrot absolute rules, the hiring manager ultimately knows you've watched a lot of YouTube videos, but you haven't run a lot of campaigns. Guru, red flag number two: they never talk about failures. Look at any guru's content for 60 seconds. It's all wins. How I scaled the brand to 7 figures, how I made my client $5 million in 90 days, how I built a 10K a day campaign. Where are the failure stories? If you've run real paid media at real scale, you have a graveyard: campaigns that bombed, launches that flopped, months where you burned a client's budget and had to write the apology email. Real operators talk about that openly because all have those stories. The guru don't, because their entire personal brand depends on you believing they've never been wrong. In an interview, you'll get hit with "tell me about a time something failed eventually." Operators have a story ready in 10 seconds. Gurus don't. Guru red flag number three: their numbers don't math. What I mean, we managed 10 million in ad spend across 30 brands at 8 ROAS or similar. Pause. Let's actually do the math. $10 million in ad spend at 8 ROAS means 80 million in revenue across 30 brands. That's roughly 2.7 million in revenue per brand. Over what period of time? If it's a year, that's 220K per brand per month. At 8 ROAS, that's 28K per month in ad spend per brand. Possible, but it's small business stuff, not the scale the guru's implying. If it's a quarter, the per brand numbers double. But who has 30 active brands at meaningful scale at the same time? Not a single person. That's a 50-person agency, not a guru. And 8 blended ROAS sustained across 30 brands is basically unicorn territory. The math falls apart the more you press. In a real interview, the hiring manager will press: what was the average CAC? What was the average order value? What was the gross margin? The numbers have to match the story. Guru's numbers usually don't. Guru red flag number 4. Tactical advice without context. Use this hook, run this targeting, copy this funnel without diagnosing the business. It's just noise to grab your attention. A hook that works for $200 average order value supplement brand will completely flop for a $30 average order value apparel brand. A funnel that converts in financial services will fail in direct-to-consumer e-commerce. Targeting that works in 2026 might not work in 2027. Real operators always ask context questions first. What's the product? What's the average order value? What's the audience demographics? What's the existing brand awareness? What's the competitive landscape? What's the current creative bottleneck? Gurus skip all that and just give you the 5 hooks that always work in 2026. Then they wonder why their templates underperform. In an interview, when you pair guru advice without context, the hiring manager hears, I don't actually think for myself. Guru red flag number 5. Then never set across from a hiring manager. Here's the kicker. Most marketing gurus haven't had a real job interview in 10 years. They started agencies or built audiences and never had to defend their own performance in a 45-minute interview with a CMO who knows the numbers cold. They've never been asked, what was your CAC at peak spend? That's not a knock on them as creators. Building an audience is its own skill, but it means they can't teach what they don't do. If your interview prep has been watching marketing, YouTube, and read Twitter, you are going to walk into the room with a lot of frameworks and no ability to apply them under pressure. Real interview prep looks like this: practicing your own numbers out loud, drilling diagnostic questions, walking through your real failures with the PALS framework, my framework, PALS, building your 3-sentence answers for your common question. That's not content, that's preparation. And it's what gurus can't give you because they don't do it themselves. Let me be clear before I wrap. Gurus aren't always bad. Some are excellent educators. I've learned from some myself. The trap is treating their content as a substitute for actual operator experience, not a supplement to it. If you're using marketing influencers to learn frameworks, that's smart. If you are using them as your only source for interview prep, you're going to fail because the people interviewing you aren't gurus. They're operators. They smell the difference instantly. This channel exists to be the operator's perspective, the hiring manager's perspective, the person who's actually had the job hired for the job, and being on both sides of the table. That's the gap I'm feeling, and that's why this video had to be made. Comment below which marketing guru content has helped you and which has burnt you. No names if you don't want. Just be honest. Subscribe, because in the next video we are going deep into the question hiring managers love most. Where do you see the biggest opportunity in paid ads right now? Most candidates choke. You won't. See you in the next one.